You are connected to Ace TJ 5G. Ace TJ, Riggins, Alexis, Tech D-Rob. Live from the Calatrend Studios, this is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Except there's no Alexis today. She's sick. She got to quit eating. She's always eating something that disagrees with her.
Yeah. How do you argue with that?
She just need to get some IVs.
It's like all she eats is that bad sushi from Walmart that Riggins has been telling us about for years.
It's got to be better than it wasn't good. You got to give some details a little bit. Sell it. Sell it.
I just ate something that didn't agree with me. I haven't slept all night. I can't make it.
Yeah, say like I caught a fish and I ate it, and it turns out did not sit well with me. Like, where'd you get the fish? I mean, what were you doing fishing?
I did like that guy on the TikTok the other day where he was eating raw chicken going down an escalator.
I saw that.
Yeah, he just had raw chicken, was eating a chicken leg that was completely raw.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh. I thought that there's no way that's true. But yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, so she must have tried it.
TikTok challenge, eat raw chicken. You thought Tide Pods were crazy. Now we're just eating raw chicken legs.
And the air is still not working. You work one day, and then it's not working now.
What is it? But we got it's a technicality in there somehow today, right? Just the thermostat is not working.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We have no power to the thermostat.
Well,
so we don't know what has happened.
When I Googled it, it said that it could be because of something wrong elsewhere, that it trips this so it doesn't turn on. So it could be more than that, but.
Yeah, and we don't own the building.
Yeah.
So we're at the mercy of the, whatever. You know how that works.
Yeah.
So,
but it's nice and cool, and it's not going to get too hot in here.
That's right.
And I appreciate your positivity, Riggins.
I mean,
you're positive.
Could have been a worse day for it to happen.
About it?
All right.
What are we going to do?
Can't fix it right now, so we'll just have to go with it and make it happen. Make the best of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And what are we going to do when it starts raining real hard?
Well, that's a good question. And never thought of that.
You know what? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
No screens on these windows.
Yeah, well, Alexa's in here, so we can do the show shirtless if we need to. Just try to cool off a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see what's trending.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ show.
All right, so a couple of things are happening this morning. It is the first Monday in May, which means it's the Met Gala tonight, which is a big charity event. It's kind of a celebrity freak show. They get invited to I think it's the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It's a fundraiser, but it's kind of the who's who. Celebrities want to get invited to this, and they wear these wacky outfits based on a theme. They walk down these huge set of stairs. It's hosted by Anna Wintour, who's like this fashion demon. She seems just like the worst type of person ever.
Just an arrogant, rude person.
Yeah, she was the inspiration for Devil Wears Prada. Played by, who was that? Was
Meryl
that Meryl Streep?
Meryl Streep,
yeah, so she hosts this thing. All the celebrities are going to be there, and it is the top trending topic, the Met Gala.
I'm going.
You're going to go?
Mm-hmm. Already one of the top trending topics.
Yeah, I mean, it's a wacko
do they
show.
pay for those tickets? Is that how they raise the money? Because I thought they were invited. So
They are.
Do the celebrities get invited and then they pay?
Yeah, they make a donation to the museum. Now,
Okay.
some people, I'm sure they want, like Rihanna is probably not going to have to pay.
Right.
Kim Kardashian,
yeah.
probably not going to have to pay. But I think a lot of them do. They make a big donation. Yeah. And I believe that the price tag was $50,000 this year just to get a seat. Per person.
Per person.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. The NBA is still happening. Lakers, Warriors set up for a crazy series this week. That's going to be fun to watch, and that is trending. A lot of sports happening. Hockey's, happening. The Stanley Cup playoffs going on.
Did anybody else see? Rob and I were talking about it before the show. My favorite video from over the weekend. I didn't see it into the weekend. Maybe it was Friday or Saturday. But when the guy who works for the Dallas Cowboys got the opportunity to call his son to tell him the Dallas Cowboys were drafting him. We'll play the audio in a minute, then we'll find it. It's one of the great moments of all time.
He's a young guy?
Yeah, he's relatively young. Well, the guy's probably in his 40s, and he gets to call his son to tell him, "You are the Cowboys draft pick." It's hard to watch without tearing up. It's awesome. We'll play the audio in here in a second. It's fantastic.
That's awesome. Super Mario Brothers crossed a major milestone over the weekend. They now have racked up over $1 billion in ticket sales globally. Just one of a couple movies that have done that since the pandemic started. Top Gun Maverick, Avatar 2, Spider-Man No Way Home, and now Super Mario Brothers. I'm missing one. It's not coming to my mind, but there have been a few. Avatar.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
There's nothing. So that's probably why.
Yeah, maybe.
Why it's so big.
Yeah.
But that doesn't explain Avatar.
Yeah, right.
Very true.
Whatever.
Very true.
In Jurassic Park. I mean, there was some woke stuff in there. I'm sure. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. And then what else was I going to talk about? Oh, yeah. Happy birthday to Bubbles. You might remember Bubbles. That was Michael Jackson's chimpanzee. 40 years old this year. Bubbles. Everybody remembers Bubbles. So they did some special things for him. He's being well taken care of at the Center for Great Apes in Florida. So those are just a few things that are now trending.
Bubbles is 40 years old.
Yeah, Bubbles.
And they threw a Bubbles-themed party for him.
Yeah, it was really cute. Yeah.
40. Michael bought him in 1983 as an infant from a Texas research facility.
Yeah.
They only kept him, it says, 6 years because he got too big, and then they had to get rid of him.
Yeah, that's not a good idea to keep primates as a celebrity. It's just dumb.
There is a little girl who has a dilemma that, I'm sure a lot of people have a similar dilemma. They want to do good for the animals, but there's just one hang up. And Riggins found a lady who is after my own heart. She's in China. What could I have in common with this lady? Coming up next.
Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 Eastern, live on the Ace and TJ app, or download anytime wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ coming up. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast from the Calotren Studios. Lose weight the safe and effective way with Calotren. Go to acetj.com/weight loss to get details. Now, Ace and TJ.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ace TJ TV on YouTube. The Extra Funny podcast up there every day, our daily videos. Today, you can watch TJ and Jody's House podcast live and so much more. So Ace TJ TV on YouTube. There's a lady in China who was filmed dealing with what they call a robot receptionist at a hospital. A robot receptionist is where it checks people into the hospital, and it is literally about looks like almost a 6-foot tall robot with a little screen, and it's all push button, and the robot talks to you and tells you what to do, what questions to answer, that sort of thing. Here is how she was filmed dealing with the robot receptionist. That is the sound of her beating it to death with a plank of wood. Don't know where she got the plank of wood, but apparently it wasn't going well for her.
Why?
Nobody seems to know the answer to that.
Was she trying to ask it questions and got frustrated with it, or did she just see it there and want to come kill it because it's evil?
Apparently she had been dealing with it and got frustrated with it, but nobody knows the details of exactly what transpired or where she found that big old plank of wood that she's using to beat the robot receptionist senseless.
Maybe she's listening to you too much, Ace.
It's the in-person version of screaming into the telephone, no, when it wants to send you to something you don't want to go to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fair.
And we've all been there.
And that was an actual robot because it had a head.
Because it had a head. There you go. This is going viral from over the weekend, if you haven't heard. A TikToker named @MyHoneySmacks was watching repairs being made to her Spirit Airlines flight from the plane.
This is the exact reason why I don't fly with Spirit. I don't care if it is aviation, airplane tape, or nothing. The fact that you even have to take the plane together And then you doing it while people are on the flight like we cannot see you. After a while, that's gonna need a fresh new coat of tape. That tape gonna lose that stickiness. You flying all around the world and you got tape holding it together?
Now, I forgot this part. She's a Spirit Airlines employee. She's not on the flight. She's an employee for that airline. Talking about them putting tape on the airline, on the plane in front of the passengers who are sitting on the plane. And she's on the plane. I guess people are filing on the plane, and she was on the plane also at the time.
She's not wrong. I mean, it is kind of weird to do that in front of the passengers
Yeah.
because they don't know that it's airline tape or that it's, common practice.
You can look at it and tell it's not duct tape, though.
Yeah, but it's
It's a
certainly
different-
unsettling to the passengers on the plane
If
to
you're
see
just
it happen,
watching them
don't you
put
think?
tape on the wing of your plane or whatever, it's very uncomfortable.
But also, if you're an employee of that company, I'm not crazy about you doing that.
No, you're fired.
I think you got it.
There's no doubt about it. You're fired because you just put it out there on TikTok that the company that you work for is a terrible company.
Yeah. Miss Honey Smacks, you need to, get
but-
your stuff and go.
And they said that it was done a couple of years ago. The video has resurfaced. It was done back in 2021. But that it's done all the time. That it's basically, to close gaps and seal things off. It's not to hold them.
Yeah.
They reported in the story as it's holding the engine together. But it wasn't.
Yeah, I can't imagine though. You can keep your job after this.
This is the exact reason why I don't fly with Spirit. I don't care if it is aviation, airplane tape, or nothing. The fact that you even have to tape the plane together, and then you doing it while people are on the flight like we cannot see you. After a while, that's gonna need a fresh new coat of tape. That tape gonna lose that stickiness. You flying all around the world and you got tape holding it together?
But it doesn't sound like she's an employee. Because she says, this is why I don't fly.
Yeah.
But she's actually an employee. She must fly all the time with Spirit. Unless she's a gate person and just came onto the plane for a reason.
it's going to lose its stickiness.
And then there's this little girl who's facing a moral dilemma that has her in tears. And I've never faced this moral dilemma. I don't think anybody in this room has ever faced this moral dilemma. It's a shame Alexis isn't here today because I would love to know. I think Alexis may have faced a very similar moral dilemma at some point. It takes this about 20 seconds to get going as she explains.
Why you're upset? Tell us.
Because other animals than chickens and cow and pigs and other animals that can kill for food, I don't like that because I like nature.
And good, sweetheart.
Because nature is beautiful and animals are part of nature.
Clara, I will never make you eat an animal.
Okay, but I love bacon and chicken, so I can't decide to never eat them again or eat them.
Clara, you have to decide right now.
You're only 5 3/4.
So you can decide on a daily basis. Every meal you decide, okay?
Okay.
Bacon and what? She likes bacon.
Chicken.
Bacon
Yeah,
and chicken.
I love all the animals because I love nature and I think they're all great. I don't want anybody to kill them. Well, I won't feed you bacon anymore, but I love bacon and chicken.
I can sympathize.
We all come from various backgrounds on the Ace and TJ show, various ages, various backgrounds. How much do we believe in each other? How much do the other members of the show believe in Tech D Rob? We're going to test that with a little game called Will Rob Get It Right? Coming up next.
Don't miss the Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 Eastern, live on the Ace and TJ app, or download anytime wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ coming up. There's a lot happening with the radio family. Here's what's new today from the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Well, the Extra Funny podcast live at 9 Eastern on our YouTube channel. It goes up as a podcast after that. You can also listen to it live on the Ace and TJ app if you don't have that. TJ and Jody's House, that podcast live at 11. Same couple of places. You can see it on YouTube, Ace TJ TV on YouTube. And there's the Ace and TJ Baby Registry. Not new, but still going on. Wanting to do something for those who are in need in a difficult time at Levine Children's Hospital, kind of as part of celebrating the birth of my wife and our child coming up in, just 6 weeks now? Go to acetj.com/baby. It's very easy to do. acetj.com/baby. Click the link there for either Levine Children's Hospital in Charlotte or the Jeff Gordon Center in Concord, which is part of Levine's. And they're just an Amazon wish list, an Amazon shopping list of items that they need, that they use, that families need while their children are at Levine Children's Hospital. Super easy to do, very inexpensive. Spend as much or as little as you want. It's strictly up to you, but it would be great because it's a wonderful cause. acetj.com/baby for Ace and TJ's Baby Registry. So we have a little game called Will Rob Get It Right? Here's what we did. Rob and I stayed after the show the other day, and I asked Rob a few questions. General knowledge questions. I will give you the question, and then Riggins, you and TJ, since Alexis isn't here today, you and TJ will decide if you think Rob will get that question right or not. Then we'll go to the audio to see if he gets it correct. Okay? Okay, so question number 1. Who are the 4 faces on Mount Rushmore? Will Rob get it right?
Yes.
No.
Okay. TJ says yes. Riggins says no. Here we go.
Oh, no. George Washington,
Yes.
Abraham Lincoln,
Yes.
Teddy Roosevelt.
Yes.
Oh, and Thomas Jefferson.
That is correct. Boom. We got all 4 of them.
Yeah.
All right. So you got to get it.
I was stressing it, though.
You didn't sound confident at the beginning.
Teddy Roosevelt's the hard one.
Yeah. All right. Number 2. Name all 7 continents. Will Rob get it right? Riggins?
Yeah.
TJ?
Yeah.
You think he will? Okay, here we go.
North America, South America, Asia, Europe, Africa, Australia, and Antarctica.
Yes.
Correct. You got them all.
Good.
Good for Rob. Okay.
He's smart.
Number 3, which I thought was one of the easier questions of the bunch. What is the largest ocean on Earth? Will Rob get it right?
No.
Okay.
I say yes.
TJ says no. Riggins says yes. Let's go to the audio.
The Pacific Ocean.
Correct.
That's a tough one. That's a tricky one.
Yeah. Question
I
number.
thought it was the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
I think I would have missed that. I would have gone with Indian Ocean also, TJ, for some reason. I don't know why. Question number 4. Will Rob get it right? What planet is closest to the sun? What planet is closest to the sun?
Yes, he'll get that.
All right.
I say yes.
All right. Let's go to the audio.
Mercury.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Because that's all he thinks about is space.
You're right. That's me.
Space and superheroes coming from them planets.
Yeah.
Question number 5 for Will Rob get it right. What is the capital of California?
Ooh.
What is the capital of California?
I say yes.
You say yes, TJ?
I
Riggins?
say no.
You don't think he'll get the capital of California?
I don't know.
All right. Let's see.
Sacramento.
Yes.
Correct. Boom.
There you go.
Nails it again.
He's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he real smart.
Okay, I'm going to skip the one about the vice president because,
You got it?
yeah, he got it.
Okay, good.
I mean, that was on the list. Okay, here we go. Question, whatever number. Where was Abraham Lincoln shot? Where was Abraham Lincoln shot? Riggins, Will Rob get it right?
Yeah.
TJ?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, it was at a theater. Was it Ford Theater?
That is correct. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Took him a minute, but he got it.
I thought he was saying in the head.
That's what I was. As soon as he said it again, I was like, oh man, I could have just said it in the head.
All right, last question. Will Rob get it right? Name 2 countries that fought on our side in World War II. That's the question. Name 2 countries that fought on our side in World War II. TJ, will Rob get it right?
Yes.
Riggins?
Yeah.
You think so? Here we go.
In World War II. Oh gosh. Great Britain or England. World War II. Canada.
I don't know the answer, Rob. It's no. Canada wasn't one of the ones I was expecting. I don't know. technically
They did, right?
Technically, he is correct. Canada did send some soldiers over in World War II.
Yeah.
The answer I was looking for was Russia. Like Great Britain and Russia, part of the Allied powers. But I guess technically he got it correct. Canada did send some soldiers on the Allied side in World War II.
You got them all right.
Yep.
Yep, he got every one of them right.
miss a one.
He got all 7 of them right. Would you have gotten them all right, Riggins?
No, I wouldn't have gotten California Capital, and I wouldn't have gotten Mount Rushmore.
I would have had a hard time with Teddy Roosevelt on Mount Rushmore.
And I definitely wouldn't. I would have just said the theater. It was Abraham Lincoln. I didn't know the name of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have missed Indian. I would have said Indian Ocean for the biggest ocean.
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking until I looked up the answers and it said Pacific.
Nobody ever talks about the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
It was the Pacific and the Atlantic.
See, and that's because it's your narrow world view.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that the United States is the center of the world. I 100% do.
The Ace and TJ Show.
Oh, so, people on social media are known to do some unusual things. And maybe every now and then you hear something go, I didn't even know that was a thing. And I encountered one of those this weekend because some stranger propositioned my wife for something rather interesting and unique via TikTok on Saturday. Next.
It's radio. It's a podcast. It's the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next. Share Funny is now a little bit extra. Don't miss the extra. The Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
There's a lot of new stuff happening with the Ace and TJ show, including Ace TJ Prime and Prime Plus, which really kind of begin today.
Yeah.
So get signed up for Ace TJ Prime. Ace TJ Prime is free. It gets you a lot of extra stuff. A chance to win cool prizes with reward points and early entry into various Ace and TJ events. And really, in many cases, it's the only way to get into events is to be a part of Ace TJ Prime. And that's how you get the Evites to these special events and live shows that we do at least once a month, sometimes more than that. Prime Plus, totally different level. Prime Plus is a pay service that gets you tons of additional access to members of the Ace and TJ show and extra programs and all that stuff. So there's Ace TJ Prime, which is free, and Prime Plus, which is a small charge every month. But you can check that all out. It's on the app and at acetj.com. It's the very first thing you see when you open the app. Just click the link, boom, get signed up that way. It's very easy to do for Ace TJ Prime and Prime Plus. It's one of the things about social media that I think most women deal with. This, people, guys having strange questions. Like I saw a member of the radio family posted on Twitter that a guy on a dating app hit her up and things were nice and they commented back and forth. And then his third question was like, I hope you're having a good day. She said, I'm good. I hope you're having a good day. He said, I am. And she said, well, great. What's going on? And he said, do you sell content? It's your third question in talking to somebody. So when you put yourself out there via social media, it happens. And it's happened to my wife before. But Saturday, I believe it was, it might have been Friday. She's pregnant. Now, over 7 months pregnant. Baby's due June 17th. And she got something that had never come in before. Some guy she doesn't know sent her a message on TikTok and said, you are absolutely beautiful. Please do not take offense. But would you be interested in selling bump content? I was like, well, there's a new one I hadn't heard of.
Yeah, it's people who find pregnant women sexy.
Yeah. So I guess
Fetish.
I said, what did you do? She goes, I just blocked him. So I guess what bump content? He wants her to be like naked, showing her baby bump, or exposing the bump, or what?
Yeah, it's a fetish some guys have for pregnant women. She didn't even ask how much.
No, and I was a little disappointed in that. Like, hey, let's at least find out what we're dealing with here.
Block them right out of them.
You probably do it with your face in it. I mean, come on.
It was rude.
I mean, what if it was a lot of money he was willing to pay for bump content? Let's slow down.
Bump content.
Yeah.
I'm into bump content.
That's what I thought. Like, what?
What is she gonna do? Yeah, what is she gonna do?
I don't.
Now we'll never know.
I don't picture someone using the term bump content as being successful, though, to have a lot of money to throw down on it. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's fair. Not the next Steve Jobs paying for bump content on TikTok.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
Mark Cuban is not into bump content. I got a feeling.
You don't think that those people are going to be the most successful people who are looking for bump content?
True.
Yeah, that's why you can always judge someone by the slang they use.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You can profile them easily, depending on the slang.
Yeah. So unless it's happened to somebody else, I guess we may never know the details of what he meant by bump content. Did he mean? I'm curious. Just is it exposing her pregnant stomach, or is it being naked, showing the bump?
I picture like pouring things on her stomach for some reason, like milk and.
Yeah, I picture that this guy and like-minded would want everything possible.
Yeah, it's gonna say could be all of the above.
Whatever falls in under the category of sexual content is what he wants.
But now she's such a prude that she just blocked him automatically, and we'll never know the answer to exactly what it was that he wanted.
Yeah. Think of the radio show first, Amanda. Don't be so stingy.
Well, first,
Think of the family income.
think of our bank account first.
Yeah.
What if he was willing to pay, $1,000 for a picture of her stomach with some milk poured over it?
You would let her. You would want that. You would for $1,000. You would like to.
Yes.
You would.
No, I wouldn't really.
Would you?
No, I don't think so.
We got 3 different answers in about 5 seconds. No. Yes. Well, let me see what it is.
It's the wrong thing to do, but it would be very tempting.
Bump content.
Yeah.
I can't even find. There's no one even talking about it.
I tried to Google, what is, quote unquote bump content, and I couldn't find anything more about it. I couldn't get anything to come up. It was a new one to me, but that happened. That's real life.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
Their congratulations are in order for a very famous celebrity's mother, who's popular on this show for sure. We'll get into it in Now Trending coming up next.
From the Calotrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calotrin at acetj.com/weight loss. From the Calotrin Studios, Calotrin is the safe and effective way to lose weight. Find out more about Calotrin at acetj.com/weight loss. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast.
Let's go boom.
Craziness. I don't know whether you got this in your this edition, Riggins, of Now Trending, but I'm sad that Tish Cyrus got away from me again. Is that in there?
That was the
Okay.
tease, the whole tease I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's not the news, it's more important. Now Trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
Yeah, why would I tease it? I mean, honestly, the only reason I did tease it is because I know you guys are fans of when Billy Ray Cyrus got engaged to that little hippie weirdo named Rosefire or whatever her name was a few months ago. I know TJ just loved it. But yeah, Tish Cyrus, Miley's mom, announced she got engaged to the guy from Prison Break. I forget his name. Malcolm something.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. I mean, good-looking guy, and she's a pretty woman. So trying things over.
His name's Dominic Purcell.
Dominic Purcell. British guy, right?
I don't know. I never watched that show.
Yeah, a lot of people loved it. They rebooted it on Fox a few years later, back in 2017, but I don't think it had the same energy the first go-round did. But yeah, she's engaged. Tish.
Mm-hmm.
Right after Billy Ray and his fiance, Rosewater, whatever it is.
Fire Rose.
Fire Rose.
Fire Rose is their name. Yeah.
I knew something stupid. Love to see it.
Fire Rose.
One of the top trending topics right now, Met Gala, that is tonight. That's the big celebrity event, charity event for the Metropolitan Museum of Art. I think it all benefits, but it's basically they choose a theme. All the celebrities show up and wear these insane outfits. One year it was like Catholicism was the theme, and Rihanna showed up dressed like the Pope. They had Madonna perform.
Yeah.
It's a freak show. Bit of a freak show.
It's a bunch of clown Marxists,
Yeah.
or a bunch of clowns marching around in Marxist behavior.
Yeah.
Because in this where Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wore the tax the rich dress or whatever it was.
Yep. Yeah, they bring in young people. I think she was one of the first politicians to get really a lot of press from going to the Met Gala. Mm-hmm. And she does look good. Oh, man, I saw a picture of AOC over the weekend. Madon. She's a pretty lady. Pretty woman. Love her.
Yeah.
But the story I followed...
That's how the enemy sends them to us.
I know, right? I followed this story all weekend. There was a 16-year-old kid in North Carolina who did a TikTok challenge, which is something, and he did something I thought we all did as kids growing up, where he took a lighter and a can of spray paint, and he ended up getting burned. The can exploded, burned him on 80% of his body. Yeah. They think he's going to be in the burn center for 6 months. Yeah. Now, I vividly remember doing that when I was a kid.
Yeah, but it's always bad, and we shouldn't have been doing it ever. But I don't remember anybody ever doing it with spray paint. I always thought they did it with hairspray.
We did it with hairspray.
Yeah,
we did it with hairspray.
Maybe I don't know. That's sad. Just don't.
Yeah, it's real sad.
Don't even mess with that.
Don't do it. TikTok challenges never a good idea. This Saturday is the coronation of King Charles III. They've sent out 2,000 invitations to most of the royal family. Now, we already know that Prince Harry is going to be there. Meghan Markle will not, nor will their children, Prince and Princess, whatever their name, Lilibet and Prince, what's the boy's name?
That's sad, though. His grandchildren won't be there to see him be crowned the king.
Yeah, and I know it's the prince's birthday over the that weekend. So, but I think Meghan Markle at this point is probably persona non grata. Yeah. Like, they just don't want her there.
But those kids aren't royalty now, are they?
Yeah,
because he's not. He gave up his princehood, didn't he?
Well, he's still prince and he's still the duke. They just don't have. You don't have to call him His Royal Highness, the HRH, Her Royal Highness. I think that's what you don't have to call him. But they're still the duke and the duchess, and he's still the prince. But they've given up all their royal duties.
Hey, ain't never gonna be nothing but one prince in the world.
That's right.
Prince Rogers Nelson.
That is correct.
Ooh. So those are a few things that are now trending.
Was that your Prince impression, Rick?
Yeah, that's how.
Is that what that was?
What's the song that starts with Ooh,
Kiss?
Kiss, yeah. I know, that was pretty good.
Okay, we have a serious question that everybody here today will weigh in on, and you will as well. And that question is, should they have been left to get eaten? Should they have been left to get eaten? We'll tell you about it next.
From the Calitrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. It's more than regular funny. It's extra funny. The Extra Funny podcast is live every weekday at 9 a.m. Eastern on the Ace and TJ app and available anytime where you get podcasts. Now, more Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
And today is the day when you're going to get the, if you're a member of Ace TJ Prime Plus, you'll get that extra segment of Extra Funny that only the elite will get. And in that segment, we are going to be talking about something that is shocking. So go get signed up for Ace TJ Prime and Ace TJ Prime Plus to get all the extra things that we are throwing at you. Going to be something new almost every day, it seems like. Now, in Australia, there was still town in Australia. There was a series of crimes last week with groups of people getting into brawls, damaging cop cars, and even someone getting shot with a crossbow.
Wow.
So you see, even if carrying firearms is not legal in your country, people will find a way to get the get the job done if they really want to. So, cops went to arrest 4 people they thought were involved with all of that. They got 2 of them into custody, but the other 2 guys ran off and decided that their best bet was to jump into a crocodile-infested river.
Okay.
The river is, quote, known for its significant crocodile population, end quote. And the police say 3 crocs immediately started going straight for them when they're trying to swim across this river. So the cops had to shoot in the crocodile's direction to stop them from attacking the men. None of the crocs were hurt, and both of the idiots eventually climbed back out, and they got arrested when they climbed out. Cops were waiting for them on the other side of the fence. Now, the question is, should the cops have let them just get eaten? No?
No.
Protect and serve.
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Now,
what did they
does
do?
that have to do with the charges that they may be facing?
Well,
because if they had just say, shot up an elementary school, then I would say let the crocodiles eat them.
agreed. I would be far more likely to let the crocodiles just eat them.
Or if they had done other heinous things or had been, then you gotta think about, okay, well, are they just suspects, or do we pretty much 90-something% know it was them?
We're like 90% sure.
Yeah.
Human life. You got to do something you got to try to save them and let them face trial.
Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do. And imagine it being in America and they're alligators, so you can associate our laws with the situation. What do you think, Rob?
I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna let them sweat it out though. I'm not gonna lie.
Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong
panic.
with letting them panic a little bit and making sure they come out of that water fast when given the opportunity. But you got to save them eventually.
Okay, what if it's the people that they've got on video who just walk up to old people on the sidewalk and sucker punch them? Those low lives that do that.
They're dirt bags.
I'm letting them get eaten.
I'm saving them. I want them to come out of the water in that case.
Or if it's somebody who steals something off my front porch, I'm at least going to let the crocodile get or an alligator get a leg.
But there is the chance that you save them and they rehab themselves and become successful citizens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, by our laws, they have the right to go through trial and all of that stuff.
If the options are save someone or not save someone, I don't need the background. I'm not saving somebody. Most likely, unless it's somebody I love.
It's good to know.
But if you're a cop and they're running from you as criminals and they're about to be eaten by alligators because they're crossing a water that's infested with them.
Those crocs are helping me do my job.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, brother. That's a little cold.
If Rob is anything, he's consistent.
Yeah. Wow.
But I mean, I would like to sit here and say that no matter what, I thought about them as criminals or whatever, that I would try to keep the alligators from eating them. If I had heard them with my own ears say something that was just vile, and I thought maybe that the country would be better off without them, I might let the crocodiles get them, the alligators get them. If they're out to do the world harm that I think is harmful, yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Again, it's a case by case basis. Like I take everything. I never judge people in groups. I judge them by individuals. And if, say, for example, it's somebody who says there should be no chocolate cake but German chocolate, then they got to go.
Let them be eaten. Drawing a hard and fast line.
Yeah. Anytime you're going to mandate coconut into a cake, you got to go. Stuff like that. Important things.
Yeah. stealing stuff off your porch.
Yeah. Again, TJ's consistent with his hatred of porch pirates.
Yeah.
No, I've always said I don't want the porch pirates to be put to death, but I do want them to experience much pain, enough pain to where they won't think about doing it again, and embarrassment, both.
So like lose a hand and get covered in poop.
Yeah.
Or like give them a concussion with a doo-doo cannon.
This is the Ace and TJ Show.
I would be fine with that. Okay, so would you have let them get eaten? The people running from the cops? Should they have been eaten, or did the cops do the right thing? Just send us a quick DM. We'll figure out what you think. Coming up next.
Missed part of the show? Just download it. Get the Ace and TJ podcast on any platform. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up. On your phone, on your radio, in your car, on your iPad, on your computer. Anytime, anywhere, for your entertainment. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast.
Yeah. So, if you want to see what goes on here on the show, you can watch on our YouTube channel. There's video every day. Usually it's Ace. It is I, TJ, Riggins, and then there is Tech D Rob in the other room, and a little head sitting on top of a desk. But that head is not here today. She's sick.
I was editing some videos over the weekend. It was just a head. That's all you see is her head.
I saw that.
I made it look the best I could, but it's just a head.
So these guys were wanted criminals. They took off running from the police. They ran. It's in Australia, so they jumped into a river that's infested with crocodiles, and they were trying to swim to the other side to get away. The cops shot toward the crocodiles to get them to stop chasing after the suspects. They're like, should they have let them get eaten? Melissa said, yes, they should have. Mary said, morally and ethically, no.
Thank you.
Miranda said, I don't think I could stand by and watch someone get attacked by a gator. They probably wanted to take them in alive so they could be punished too. Now, if they did something really terrible, then, well, I don't know. And I think that's the way most people are. It depends on what the offense is and how sure you are that they did it.
Yeah, but like 90% of the people that responded said, yeah, let them eat them.
Yeah.
Which is alarming people.
We have got to be better than that.
Uh-huh.
You're innocent until proven guilty.
Right. I believe that too, because I mean I'm a believer in the system, in our justice system, but my beliefs are getting shaken more and more every day. You know, with the FBI being corrupt in so many areas, and the Department of Justice in the White House being so corrupt and all, but you still believe in the Constitution. And again, this didn't happen in America, but for the sake of our conversation, say it did. But what if it's somebody who they're running from the cops, they're taking everybody's life in their own into their hands and endangering everybody? You know how they do those high-speed chases and all that, and then when the cops catch up to them, we want the cops just to wrap them in the head a couple of times.
Correct.
For doing all that.
Yes.
I just don't know where I would draw the line on whether or not I would want whoever's running from the cops to get eaten by alligators.
See, and there's the tough one. You can't, because the alligator can't just grab a leg, like take a little bite, just enough to really terrify him. It's an all or nothing prospect. So I got to go nothing on that one. It's not like, if somebody were to wreck their car running from the cops after put everybody's life in danger, I don't know, the cop shouldn't hit him with the nightstick, but if you've already got him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not right. It's not right.
But I do think that when I see those videos of someone on the sidewalk in one of these big cities walking up to an old lady or something and just clocking her, knocking her to the ground for no reason, sucker punching her. If a bear or something came around the corner and just devoured them right there on the spot, I would have no problem with that.
Agreed.
City bear.
Yeah. So some kind of a city bear comes along. And then that way you wouldn't be saying that you're for vigilante justice because it's an animal.
It's a bear.
Yeah. Right. Same with the alligators and the crocodile. They chose to jump into that water with all the alligators.
Yeah.
So I mean, they knew the risks. They're still running from the cops, taking those risks.
What can I do? That's
not,
nature doing what
Yeah.
nature do. How did I know Cocaine Bear was on the street?
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
We don't have to do anything, but the cops should.
Huh?
The cops should.
Should what? Keep them from getting eaten?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like if they got hit by a meteor or something else, like equally bizarre, I'm not going to shed any tears. I'm like, oh, you got what's coming to him. Got hit by an asteroid. But if a cop is there and he can intervene, or she can intervene.
Okay, Riggins, what if these two guys were on the run from the law because they were seen abusing dogs and panda bears?
Let them eat them. Eat them. Eat them up. Eat them up. No, it's terrible. But, that's why cops are, better than me.
Yeah, but the story happening in Australia, aren't people in Australia born with the with a knowledge that there's a great chance that they're going to get eaten by crocodiles anyway?
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, I think so. I think they got a 50-50 chance of making it past 30 without getting eaten by a crocodile.
Yeah.
That's what I've always heard.
50-50.
Yeah. Every day is a coin flip.
That's right.
It's a tough life.
Hey, survival of the fittest, man. Yeah. Survival of the fittest. All right, we got more coming up.
Live from the Calitrin Studios. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss. More of the Ace and TJ Show next. Live each weekday on your radio, anytime you want, wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ Podcast and Radio Show.
Big time, big time. You got to be careful with this content of this story, because I'm a content creator, influencer, a bad influencer. Is it okay to say Dutchman?
A Dutchman? Yeah.
Yeah. Like you can say, as far as being politically correct,
Yeah.
You can say Dutchman, you can say Frenchman,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You can't say it when referring to a male from China. You can't say that. That's offensive.
I believe so.
But a Dutchman is okay.
I think a Dutchman's still cool.
Okay. Well, this is a Dutchman in this story. And he is suspected of fathering more than 550 children worldwide.
Is this some type of donor situation?
He's a donor.
Okay.
His name's Jonathan, and he's 41. And he could be fined more than 100,000 euros if he tries to donate again. He was banned from donating to clinics in the nether regions in 2017 after it emerged that he had fathered more than 100 children. But instead of stopping, he carried on donating abroad and online. You do it online. You got to be the one responsible for the shipping and
I have no
and all
idea.
that. Who's handling that down to the UPS store?
Yeah, that seems like time would be of the essence in that situation.
But why would you keep? I guess they pay you to do this.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. I didn't know there was limits either.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to end up like in that documentary. Was it the town in Missouri or somewhere where the same clinic had all of the people worried about in the town whether or not they were related to each other.
Yeah, but this is worldwide.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know, but man, what else does he have time to do?
I know.
If it's that big of a business for you that you're working from home, you're traveling abroad, you're doing all of this stuff, and I'm wondering, I didn't look too much into the article about why don't they screen you and don't they see that how many times you've donated and all that?
That was going to be my question. They should have some type of a database that would tell you, wait, this guy just donated yesterday at this place, in Denmark. Mm-hmm. Now here he is today, popping up in Switzerland trying to donate again. We got to shut this down.
But
he's like on a donation tour.
Wouldn't he also have great genetic qualities for that many people to want a donation?
You would think so.
I guess.
If he's donated 100 times, you would think. So how can you limit? I just want to help the world. I want to help everyone have a baby, little Dutch babies, eat potatoes and things like that. Nothing wrong with me. But the fact that he's still donating on the low is weird.
That's what you've been banned from doing.
Creep.
It's just like oversaturated the market.
Sure. Live in my windmill, eat chocolates, sing on the hills, the grassy hillsides,
Just creating samples.
Yeah. all day long.
Babies all over the world.
Little Dutch babies.
From the Calitrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ Show. Find out more about Calitrin at acetj.com/weight loss.
We have had some technical problems.
Hit it! You are connected to Ace TJ 5G. Ace TJ Riggins Alexis Tech D-Rob. Live from the Calitrin Studios, this is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Ooh, getting an important call from my friend Potential Spam. I hope it's not an emergency.
Hi, Spam.
What's up?
It's not the news, it's more important. Now trending with Riggins on the Ace and TJ Show.
It is National Teacher Appreciation Week. And I think all of us, maybe, I don't know, Tech D-Rob, I don't know if your mom was a teacher, but Ace's mom was a teacher, TJ's mom was a teacher, my mom was a teacher.
Rob's mom was a hairdresser.
Yeah.
She was a hairdresser.
My girlfriend's a teacher.
That's right. Your girlfriend's a teacher. We got a lot of teachers in this room. So people are sharing, stories about their favorite teachers ever on social media. And some of them are very endearing and heartwarming, and love that.
Yeah.
Love it all.
But my mama will tell you in a heartbeat that I never appreciated her.
Not related to a teacher thing at all. Just
Nothing to do with teaching at all.
That's good to add on the end of any conversation. Well, my mom will tell you I didn't appreciate her. People are sharing some stories. Those are sweet. Paul Stanley, interestingly enough, is trending this morning. Paul Stanley, one of Ace's childhood heroes, I would say.
Paul Stanley, lead singer of Kiss, the Star Child.
The Star Child. He made some interesting comments about gender identity and sexuality and how it's introduced to children at too young of an age. He wasn't asked about it. He just posted this whole thing on Twitter, like a little graphic about his thoughts on sexual identity and sexuality. So Paul Stanley is trending because they thought, where did this come from?
Yeah, I was very surprised to see that this morning. That he, kind of surprised that he went out and took that step to post that.
Yeah,
but it's a more conservative view than you would expect him to have totally not what I think most people would expect of a rock star.
Yeah, well, especially one that
Yeah.
wears makeup and seems to be, I don't know.
But things are really showing more and more that you don't have to be a rock-ribbed conservative to fall into that opinion.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's not a conservative by any means.
Yeah.
But that's what the trends are showing in polls and everything. That that it's not just hardcore Republicans and conservatives that believe that way.
Yeah. Over the weekend, Super Mario Brothers, the movie, grossed over $1 billion to date. So the movie's only been out 3 weeks. It's now crossed the $1 billion threshold globally. So there's only a couple other movies that have done that in the last couple of years. The Top Gun movie, Avatar, Jurassic Park, and the Spider-Man movie. So, interesting. It's not a superhero movie. It is a cartoon. Kids' movies always do well. It's tough to go up against a kids' movie. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. And it's just, it's only been out 3 weeks. So this is a monster movie.
3 weeks, it's now the 11th highest grossing film of all time.
Yeah,
it's just been out 3 weeks. It seemed like it took, that's what I was going to ask. Is there any way of knowing? It seems like it got to $1 billion much faster than even Avatar or Top Gun Maverick or those other ones that have done it lately.
Yeah. Avatar might have been close, but it was fast.
My daughter and I went to the movie yesterday.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. We didn't see that.
What did you say?
Air. With Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Very good, yeah.
Yeah, you don't really see a lot about that. I mean, they have not promoted it majorly, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good. It's the story of how Nike was able to convince Michael Jordan when he was coming out of college, for his rookie season, to let them be the shoe that he endorses. So yeah, it was all about marketing and things like that. It's very interesting. I had no idea that Viola Davis was Michael Jordan's mom until yesterday.
Shocking. Shocking piece of information.
Crazy. It's like, I love her.
So good.
Who knew?
Love to see it. And then there's a couple in Seattle. Ew, I know, right? But they're very much in love. But they have a unique weekend activity that they have started doing. They say it's been very successful. I just don't know that anybody in this room or anybody listening would like to also participate in this activity. I'll say that. I'm going to share the story coming up next.
It's a radio show, it's a podcast, and it's a TV show. Watch the Ace and TJ show anytime. Just search for Ace TJ TV on YouTube. More of the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show is coming up. Available when you want it, how you want it. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Sorry. I just found a story that's only good for the Extra Funny podcast today. It was a little bit enthralled in that. But hey, if you're looking to lose weight and get ready for the swimsuit season and all of that, you can't go wrong with Calitrin, in our opinion. We've been partners with Calitrin for a while now, and they're really good people. They're headquartered in Tennessee. Small town Tennessee. They're fine, friendly people, and they are there to help you because they're not selling any type of diet drug. It's not that at all. And a lot of the people who work for Calitrin have actually used Calitrin, and they have a success story of their own. And it's scientifically proven to help you lose weight. And it not being a drug, it is a collagen protein, maybe the best collagen protein to promote fat loss and lean muscle. And you can go to their website, see all the success stories. They can answer a bunch of questions right there. But if you have other questions, the people at Calitrin are always there to help you one-on-one. Right? So when you buy 3 bottles or 3 months, you get 2 months free plus $21 off at acetj.com/weight loss.
There's a couple in Seattle, boyfriend, girlfriend, and they have a new weekend activity. And she documented the whole thing on her TikTok. Her name is V. And she's a content creator.
Oh.
I'm a content creator. And then every Saturday, they get in the car and she says, all right, time to go do our fun activity. This is where we go into rich neighborhoods and just see what people leave out on bulk pickup day. She said they've had a lot of success.
Interesting.
She said the first day we found an IKEA bed for children. They don't have any kids. Some glass weighing scales and a wooden step ladder held together by rope. She said that was an okay day. But free stuff is free stuff. Next day, they went out and got an 8-piece set of white wicker chairs, perfect for a big dinner table, outdoor dinner table. But he got really excited. His name is Nick because he found a free Weber grill out on the sidewalk, ready to be picked up by the bulk pickup. So they said
A Weber grill. That's
a Weber
nice.
grill. Yeah, sure, a Weber grill. That's a couple $100 if you get a big one. Charcoal grill. So he was excited they were going to go have a barbecue, and they're calling them sidewalk scores. But I don't think this is anything new. I'm sure there's plenty of people that go around looking for things. I mean, it's not too odd, but maybe in Seattle it's weird. I'm not sure. But I know if
Everything in Seattle's weird.
everything, every day is weird. Every time's odd. This would not be my thing. So if my girlfriend was into this, I would not participate. And that's, I would hope she would respect my wishes. They're not into blank. We know Tech D Rob's girlfriend Meredith is not into jewelry and dark meat and chicken. We've learned that in the last couple weeks. Jewelry and dark meat chicken. She wouldn't even eat a quesadilla if it had chicken thigh meat in it. Jody, TJ's wife, is not into crime. You just up there watching crime.
What are you doing? Watching crime all day?
Which is a certain, he likes his crime shows. Ace, what is something Amanda is not into that you are way into?
Any story that I tell.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's got more serious than I expected.
But Meredith and Rob, again, Rob is not into Disney World.
Good one. Excellent point.
And Meredith is.
Very into it, some would say. So finish this sentence. They're not into blank. Something you're way into that they want nothing to do with. And tell us how that has manifested itself in your relationship. Has it caused fighting, drama, breakups? What is it? Give us a little detail.
Professional wrestling is my answer.
Professional wrestling. Good one.
She's, on Monday night, she's like, you know what? On this night, you can watch whatever you want on TV because I'll flip back and forth, but I I got to keep up with what's happening on Monday Night Raw.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
At the Ace TJ Show, they're not into blank. We'll find out coming up next.
Live in the morning and anytime you want it as a podcast. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show. More next. Here's what's new today from the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.
Lots of new stuff on our YouTube channel. If you check out our app, we've made it easier than ever to access the podcast. If you look at the bottom of the app, you'll see a little podcast link. You just click there, you see everything, you get everything. And make sure you go subscribe to our new TikTok channel, at the Ace TJ Show. Very cool. New content up there all the time. It's also where Ace is doing live from the living room every Thursday on our TikTok. So a lot of things happening in the Ace and TJ world. They're not into blank. What's something your significant other is not into that you happen to really, really enjoy? There's so many of these and they're funny. Like Megan, she said a lot of things, but the biggest one is my drive to play the piano. I'm a very musical person myself. A little wink face and how she's embarrassed. If you don't know, we use the term playing the piano to reference adult time. So she said she loves to play the piano. I guess he's not that into it. What was the one we got in our DMs, Ace, that you read a minute ago that you didn't know what they were referring to?
She said, my man doesn't like swinging. It's something I've sacrificed since we've been together. And I even tried to talk him into experiencing it before, but he won't budge.
Can you believe that? What a stick in the mud he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't want you cheating on him.
So boring.
I'm glad that she made the decision to not do it, though, and not do it against his will,
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I don't care. I like swinging. I'm going to swing.
I think to do that, though, they would both have to be involved, right?
I think so, or else it's just cheating. Amanda said, my boyfriend is into anime, and he watches it more than anything else. Anime makes me want to shove knives into my ears, and the voices of the characters fill me with rage. I don't know why. I just loathe it with all capital letters.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
You don't blame her?
Mm-hmm.
They're very dramatic, the voices on the anime.
Are they?
Are they really?
They're super dramatic.
What does it sound like? Can you do an impression of it?
That's not about the best I can do. They get really deep, and then they just say, I don't know Japanese words, so that may have been a little insensitive. But
Yeah, no. Try do.
I'm not doing that again.
Do it again.
It wasn't good.
Yeah, I've seen a couple actually. Bobby Jean said television programs like Succession and Barry and my General Hospital, Sopranos and 6 Feet Under. I just love a good drama. He can't stand him. He rolls his eyes and everything. See, the common theme here is that the significant others don't just dislike him. They make a point to tell him how much they hate it. Yeah. Something that you're very into, which sounds not fun.
Yeah. Like my wife is not into hugging me. So that's something that I'm really into that she's not.
Outward displays of affection.
Or just
And does she make a point to inform you that she's not into that?
I finally got the message.
After 20-something years, you get it?
And making her regurgitate.
Dry heave. Misty said, I love horror movies. He does not. That's another one that I feel like women have kind of really embraced is the horror movie. And guys aren't necessarily as big into them as they used to be, maybe.
That would be mine. I have no interest in horror movies, and Amanda loves horror movies.
Yeah.
Because guys are, younger guys are scared. They get scared easily because they're watching anime and playing video games and stuff. So they're not, to see a real person, like an actor killing people or something, they don't know what to think about it because it's not their world.
Yeah.
They get so freaked out to see someone who's supposed to be a real human killing.
Yeah, that's an interesting hot take.
You're like, ooh, I can't take it, baby. I can't take it.
That's interesting. I like that. There is, even if you get along with your neighbors, in all reality, you hate them. You hate them with a deep, visceral passion. And they proved it. I'm going to tell you why coming up next.
Get Ace and TJ anytime, anywhere, at your convenience with the Ace and TJ Show podcast. Available wherever you get podcasts. More Ace and TJ is next. This is the Ace and TJ radio show and podcast from the Calotren Studios. Lose weight the safe and effective way with Calotren. Go to acetj.com/weight loss to get details. Now, Ace and TJ.
Go sign up for Ace TJ Prime. It's free, and it's your only way to get invitations to our upcoming live events. And we have a new rewards program where we're going to reward you, and you can win prizes for doing simple things like subscribing to our YouTube channel or commenting on a social media post. Really easy. acetj.com/prime. Go get signed up. The average adult has not spoken to their neighbors in 3 weeks. Millions of people, however, love posting about them on social media in a negative way. So they studied 2,000 people. 56% of those people in online groups posted nasty comments about their neighbors, even though they haven't spoken to them in over 3 weeks. Now, this does not account for neighbors that you get along with regularly. I'm assuming this is only people that you already had problems with, like if their dogs are loud or that they don't keep their yard trimmed nicely. But 3 weeks, it's a long time to not talk to your neighbors. Can't we just love each other?
Our next door neighbor, the couple that lives right next door to us, Jody was talking to the main of the couple the other day, and he said, your husband is the neighbor that I know the absolute least about, yet he's my absolute favorite neighbor.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Because I mind my business. I'm not, they're dragging him off and like, let me tell you what's going on. I guess that's what he means.
Yeah, well, you also hide your light under a bushel.
I do.
And that is the great tragedy.
That's not good.
It's not, but the alternative is that you're the person that's always over there talking, and then he wouldn't like you as much.
Exactly.
So,
but, he knows if he needs me for something, I'm a good fella. I went and got rid of a snake in his yard one day for his wife.
That's
true. He was off work, so hey, I'm here for you.
Hey, bud.
Just not here every day.
31% of adults are friends with their neighbor on Facebook. I'm not.
I'm not.
I thought it'd be more than that, actually.
31%?
Yeah.
Rob, physically?
No, I don't think so.
You couldn't even would know him if you saw him?
I mean, like the kids, because they're out playing on the streets whenever I get home, but that's about it.
Wow. Did not even know what they look like. So, yeah. I've got two neighbors. I believe they're either roommates or they're two gay guys, and they've got a rescue pit bull. And when they're walking that dog on this huge long leash, I cross the street, and because it's pit bull. And my dog was very expensive. I don't know how much they paid for their pit bull, but my dog was very expensive. I'm protecting my investment. But I crossed the street, and I was wondering, I'm like, do they think I'm crossing the street because I don't approve of gay people? But so I want to tell them, like, I'm crossing the street because of your pit bull, but that's also offensive now too. I don't know what to do about it.
Share Funny is now a little extra. The Extra Funny podcast coming up at 9 a.m. live on the Ace and TJ app and anytime wherever you get podcasts. This is the Ace and TJ podcast and radio show.